That was one hell of a Dragon Quest. Can you imagine that? That'd be, oh my goodness, that'd actually be too funny. It is Leo with another Dragon Quest video, of course. As always, should Dragon Quest 12 have a silent protagonist, a speaking protagonist? We're talking about that today, of course. And before we get into it, you guys already know, we're trying to hit 500 subscribers. We're at 488. We're pushing for it. You know what you gotta do. That's all I'll say. So let's hop over to Reddit, since obviously that's where I've asked this question, this legendary question. I got a lot of responses, like I mentioned in my last video. Right, so in your opinion, should Dragon Quest 12 have a silent protagonist? Of course, we have this, kind of funny looking picture of 11, which will probably be the thumbnail of this video, actually. And as you can see, 344 comments. Before we get into the comments though, I figured I'd give you my brief thoughts on the matter. So basically, my take on this question right here, is that I don't have a take. I actually don't have like a concrete opinion on whether or not the DQ12 protagonist should be silent or a speaking one, which is why I asked this question. I'd say one of the reasons why is because I wanted to hear the takes of people that do have a concrete take on it and that believe one way or the other, because I myself personally, I don't really have an opinion. I understand that silent protagonists can sometimes be more immersive, which is, is fair. But at the same time, I do think a speaking protagonist, with, dialogue options that allow you to choose maybe out of a set of 3 options would be pretty cool. And actually, I think is a more modern way to do a video game immersion, I'd say. But, either way, I'm not too bothered by it. Obviously, Dragon Quest is a series that stays to, its roots. And so that's part of the reason why every game has had a silent protagonist, because it's been that way since the 90s. But enough of that. Let's read these comments. We're going to read these. I'd enjoy a silent protagonist, but I'd find it hilarious if they do the whole silent till the end, then says one line gag. That's pretty cool. That was one hell of a Dragon Quest. Can you imagine that? That'd be, oh my goodness, that'd actually be too funny. See, that'd be me. I would hoot and holler like a wild man. I'm not gonna lie, that would be very, very funny if that was to be the case. Okay. I would be down for a silent protagonist who actually has a speech defect, perhaps mute, perhaps unable to speak because of trauma. Like, I want the silentness to actually have a role in the story. That's a good idea. Maybe the next game they could have a silent protagonist, but they actually find a way to like write it in, right? Because in Dragon Quest 11, I will admit, it is kind of weird how, 11 is a silent protagonist, because in cutscenes from his childhood, he speaks, right? And he speaks like very normally, like a normal kid. So it's just kind of weird to see him like, be mute, when you play him during the game. But, it is what it is. Oh, 200 upvotes. Let's read this one. Yes, but for silent, please, for the love of God, if you have a flashback, don't. Yeah, okay, this is exactly what I just said. Exactly what I swear, guys, I haven't even read the comments for this. But pretty much exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, but I'll finish reading it though. And instead of speaking, maybe give the character good facial expressions like an 8. To be honest, 11's protagonist made me want more expressive animations, or for them to act a bit at the start of Act 3. He didn't call out the evil character who he knew was evil. He just stood there blankly doing nothing about them. Fair take. That was my only issue like 11. He looked like he had a lobotomy compared to 8. Oh my god. These comments are crazy, man. The Dragon Quest community always coming through. It really was kind of awkward in panic situations. In a cutscene when he was by himself at Sniffelheim in Act 2, where the town is being attacked, he just stood there motionless, assuming others are going to show up, not calling for help or anything. Ooh, I understand the frustration with 11 sometimes. Some horrible S, we'll say, let's not curse too much, happens and 11 just be standing there. Fair enough. Why do you guys hate your protagonist having personality? I love the fact that he talked like he was. Sorry, my reading skills just turned off. It is early in the morning. I woke up and I'm recording this video. Why do you guys hate your protagonist having a personality? I love that he talked when he was a kid. I felt like he was more than just a blank model. He felt lifelike, and considering so much of the game is centered on him being the chosen one, it was kind of refreshing to see him act as an actual human instead of feeling like the game was kissing neat A words. Isekai has ruined my love for fantasy as it is. Okay, fair enough. Let me scroll down. I actually dislike the protagonist not having a personality. Then I thought back to all those years playing Zelda and I didn't even care to notice. Fair enough. You want your protagonist to have some personality, and I understand, right? I kind of get that through the Xenoblade games, right? Where, because I love Xenoblade as much as I love Dragon Quest, so I gotta talk about it. You kind of get that through Xenoblade, right? Where the characters talk and you see that kind of dynamic, right? Because in Xenoblade, relationships, at least, in 1, 2, Torna, pretty much actually all the games, the relationships are kind of fixed. The protagonist talks, he has a personality, he has interest, and like your relationships are fixed in that game, right? Most of the time the main character will like someone or fall in love with someone, whereas in Dragon Quest it's just like, you're in a hero. At the end of the game or throughout the game, you can choose who you want to spend your life with, form your own relationships, kind of pick that person that you like out of the cast or out of the options that they give you, right? And I think there's appeal to both ways. Like I said, a speaking or non-speaking protagonist. Okay, more comments about him talking as a kid. Like I said, that's like that thing is, it's just so weird that he does talk as a kid, but he doesn't when he's older. But let's read this one. I'd also prefer a main protagonist with actual personality, but I understand wanting a blank slate of a character for self-insert purposes. That being said, I also hated that 11 talked as a kid, not because I disliked him having him actually properly interact with people for once, but because it means there's something wrong with 11 in universe rather than him just being a silent protag. Like, to have a flashback where he talks means him now being pseudo-mute is canon to the story, and none of his friends and family in universe give a shit that one day he just randomly stopped talking, saying anything other than yes or no. It's really messed up. Fair. Trying to avoid the cursing, but it just breaks my flow when I'm reading sometimes. To be fair, 11 looks less of a JRPG character and more of an anime character. Specifically, Android 17 from Dragon Ball. I've said that before. But I mean, aren't all JRPG characters anime characters? At least, the ones that are from like a true JRPG, I'd say, right? Obviously, you have games that I guess you could say are, technically a JRPG, like Dark Souls or other games that have more realistic looking humans that are, you know, 'cause they're Japanese developed, right? But I think the true JRPG is anime that has, or games that have like anime designed characters, anime looking characters. Also, so if you just saw, I clicked off the article, so, yeah, I totally forgot where I was, but let's keep on reading. Oh, this is an interesting take right there. Yes, all mainline DQs should have silent protagonists for all eternity. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is an interesting take. I wouldn't say I agree or disagree with this take. Like I mentioned earlier, I think because Dragon Quest has had this formula for so long, I think it's cool that it stays that way. But at the same time, I do see, you know, the appeal of, you know, dabbling into something new, right? Especially when it comes to something like this, right? When it comes to other things, like I'm very like, you know, I have a concrete take, like should Dragon Quest, you know, have action combat or incorporate action elements? So that I'd say like, I'd give you a hard no, right? Dragon Quest should stay turn-based. You know, this is the thing that it is built. It should stay that way. When it comes to like protagonist and, you know, them being vocal or silent, I wouldn't mind if they experimented with that in DQ12. I really would not. As long as it's done well and the voice acting is, you know, clean and official, which no doubt it will be, right? I wouldn't mind them experimenting with that. But yeah, like I said, it's not one of those things I have a concrete take on. But this dude was just like, no, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Understandable. Whew. We've done quite a bit of reading though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we might be. Let's go ahead and read like the comment all the way at the bottom. I accidentally clicked off again. Sadly. Let me scroll down. I don't know why I keep on doing that, but hopefully it doesn't happen again. We did get to read that cool comment because of it though. Let's see. I'd rather have a character with a specific voice, as I feel it's more immersive and is just more of a character in my mind. Okay. Oh, okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting take. I guess this is controversial, but I think the only real way to improve on their storytelling, which I already love, would be to have a voiced protagonist. Having other characters spit my character's mood at me has been old since I played RPGs in the SNES days. There are reasons for having silent protagonists, and when it's done well, it's not too noticeable. I think Dragon Quest usually does it well, but I really think 11 finally pushed me to wanting a voice protagonist because it just felt very forced how they needed the protagonist to have motivation, but then someone else just tells me what my character's nearly unchanging face seems to be thinking. At this point, I want a voice protagonist, if for nothing else, just to see what it is like. And if it is good, maybe keep doing it. If it is not, go back to silent. But really, stop trying to tell me the character's mood. Just show it, Wind Waker style. Understandable, right? You know, like I said, I flip-flop. I kind of lean into this one a little bit just to see what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. There's been like 11 Dragon Quest games, all of which have had silent protagonists. Just to see what it's like, maybe? You know? Then again, I mean, we kind of see what it's like. Because I think, yeah, in Dragon Quest Heroes, the main protagonists talk, right? Obviously, that's a spin-off, right? We're talking about the mainline games here, though. But that is kind of a glimpse into, like, a speaking DQ protagonist from Dragon Quest Heroes. Because in Dragon Quest Builders, they're silent. Yeah, they're silent in Builders. But in Heroes, they actually talk. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, since that's like our only glimpse, we're actually gonna like look at these characters. Look at these characters. So let's read one more though, and we'll take a look at these characters. So, Silent. The main character is supposed to be the player anyways, but we can name him anything we want. I prefer Silent character, but with grunt voices like in Zelda Breath of the Wild. I find it very amusing at first, but enjoyed Breath of the Wild for that. Okay. Alright, more hard takes on the matter. So, let's look up, what are their names again? I only remember the female names, cause you know, it's me. I only remember the female names for the protagonists. So let's look at Dragon Quest Heroes. I think the one from 2 is like Teresa, I believe. I think her brother might be like Lazriel or something. Teresa. Forgot the quest there. Not that it matters since it looked like it came up, but you know, it's just gonna bother me. Alright, so yeah. This is Teresa. She speaks in Dragon Quest Heroes, her and her brother. I forgot her brother's name. But yeah, these are like a glimpse of speaking protagonist in a Dragon Quest game. You know, it's funny, when I played the Dragon Quest Heroes 2, I never even like once thought of it. That, you know, oh yeah, this is a Dragon Quest game with a speaking protagonist. I never, like, that thought never came to my mind. But this is indeed that. A speaking Dragon Quest protagonist. And I love, you know, the Heroes games. I've only played 2, haven't played 1. But they were very enjoyable. And let's look up the other girl's name. Aurora, I think it is. Aurora. Like I said, I only remember the girl's names, not the male protagonist. Even though I think I remembered his name right. I think it was Lazriel or something. Like I said, completely, you know, misspelled her name though. Yes, and this is another speaking protagonist from Dragon Quest Heroes 1. Hopefully I'm not mixing those up, but I'm pretty sure this is the girl from 1. And yeah, I was gonna actually like play a clip of the audio, but I realized the way I'm recording in OBS, there'd be no audio, so it would just be me playing a video. So yeah, I can't really play the voices of what they sound like. But yeah, these are, you know, DQ protagonists that have spoken. Her and her brother, because, you know, she has a brother. Actually, that's not her brother, actually. I haven't played DQ Heroes 1, but I don't think that's her brother. I think in 2, that's her brother. Actually, in 2, that's not her brother. That's like her cousin. The memories are like flooding into me, but I'm pretty sure that's her cousin. Interesting though. Alright, we've done enough of this. Let's go back to Reddit and let's read one more comment before we end things off, right? One more comment before we end things off. See if I could find one. Let's go scroll to the very bottom. See what we can find. Please no. Wow, okay. He really does not want a silent protagonist. Understandable. I said one more, but that was a short one. So let's read this one. Silent is fine if they want to do that still, but I hope they make a better MC design than what we got in 11. I'm in love with the look of every party member except the one you play as. He just looks so young and baby face, and it doesn't he doesn't emote enough in the slightest. Makes him look dead. New character needs more personality. Fair opinion. Like it was mentioned earlier, but 11 does look like, you know, Android 17 from Dragon Ball. But I mean, that's kind of to be expected because, you know, Akira Toriyama, you know, Dragon Ball, all that shenanigans, right? Let's scroll up and take another look at 11, right? I definitely think 11 isn't one of the coolest looking protagonists in DQ. I'm trying to think, who do I think looks the best out of the protagonist? I think 8 looks really cool. I remember I showed 8 to one of my friends, and they were like, "Is that Goku with the do-rag?" And had me crack up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Also, this is taking really long to scroll up. Let's just do it this way. Yeah, that was taking really long. Yeah, this is your protagonist from Dragon Quest 11, Android 17, but with brown hair. Yeah, but I definitely do think 8 looks cooler. What about the DQ5 protagonist? By the way, guys, I have beaten DQ5. I haven't made a video on it, but I indeed have. It was a great experience. I do have my complaints about it though, but overall, like, a great game. But it's, since, you know, DQ5 is like pixelated, you can't get like the best look at, you know, what the protagonist looks like. Obviously, I know he like has like a purple like turban, is that what you call it, or something? Well, let's take the look at him. Like, how cool does he look? Look at some art. Is there like a better picture of just him? Looks like there's not. Oh, there's like this picture of him and Bianca. You know, he does look pretty cool. I like the whole look. Does he look cooler than 8? I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know. I might have to, like, you know, one of these days I'm gonna do like a Dragon Quest like protagonist tier list. Matter of fact, let's actually go to tier maker right now. We're not going to do it in this video, but I'm saying like that probably might be like the next video. Actually, we might just do a Dragon Quest you know, tier list. I think, yeah, see, yeah, we're gonna have to look it up on tier maker, and like we'll do a tier list for that, because that sounds really cool. I don't know when that video will come out, but it'll be out soon. We talked about so many different things in this video. I opened so many different tabs. So much so that my computer just now froze. Okay, it's not freezing anymore. It froze for a second there. But yeah, this video kind of got off track. I got distracted. But what are your opinions? Should Dragon Quest 12 have a silent protagonist? Should it not? I want to hear your takes on it. And I guess I'll catch you in the next video. Trying to see what I'm gonna do next. Will it be a tier list, or it might just be me sitting down and playing some more Dragon Quest 11 with all Draconian Quest activated? Because why not? It's been a bit. And you guys did get the video to over 100 views like I asked, so I might just go ahead and do it. We still didn't get to 10 likes though. Come on, guys. You know that video. Let me go to the Leo Djax channel. This video right here, right? We need to get to over 100 views, which is epic. But we're still trying to hit that 10 likes on every video, guys. So that'd be awesome. Much appreciated. Anyways, I'm sure I've talked for a long time. So I'm actually going to go ahead and end the video. Let's see, before I get in, how long is this video? 24 minutes. I really did get off track. I really did. Anyways, you guys, I'll catch you in the next Dragon Quest video. It is Leo Djax here, signing off.